Hello, everybody. This is a topic I've been dying to talk about. I'm not going to say specific names. I'm just going to talk about the different mannerisms and the different hoopla people have been talking about. People saying, oh, you shouldn't say this. Oh, mind your business. Oh, this, that. When it comes to children, with parents who seem to be oblivious of how this world works, no, I have something to say. I'm just going to generalize this thing that's going on with these, I'm going to call them young kids today. The reason why I'm going to call them a young kid is because it doesn't seem like their brains have developed enough to know you ain't supposed to do that. You ain't supposed to be naked in front of your kids. You ain't supposed to curse them out, lowering their self-esteem. You're not supposed to favor one kid over the other. You're not supposed to starve your kids. Let me explain something to you. When we have a society where we can get food, there's food banks, or there's food stamps, or you make $1 million. You could go to the store and buy groceries. And if you don't know how to cook, good old ramen noodles could probably hold you through. I don't understand why there's such a disdain with these mothers with their children. Why they feel that when you have grew up and maybe had hard times or something like that, you would say to yourself, no, I gotta have better for my children. Not, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Go ahead, run and play in traffic. Do what you want to do. Go in the closet. Stay there by yourself. That's not how you handle things. Again, I don't care how you grew up, whether you were abused. It's time. You don't abuse your kids because you were abused. It's time to think about what I should do best for them. And it's not about, what society says. It's what decency says. These mothers who figure, let me get online, and as I'm online, I'm neglecting their breakfast or lunch or dinner just to make a video. If you're making the video, make the breakfast or dinner while you're on video. Not neglecting the pot or even the kids. Give them a snack in the meantime. This business where these mothers are ignoring their kids, they don't see them putting their finger in the light socket, they don't see their hurt in their eyes. A true mother could look at a child in their eyes and see the hurt in their eyes. That's a real mother. A mother knows when a kid is hurting without even having to say a word. Timmy, what's wrong? Timmy won't even have to say anything. A real mother could say, oh yeah, he was hurt at school. Someone said something to him. Or if he's not nonverbal, you could read your child. But if you don't take that time to read your child, that's disgusting. And people who take up for people who are neglecting their children must have been neglected themselves. They may have been harmed themselves. They may have had sexual abuse, done in their family, and they don't know no better. Or they choose not to know any better. And that's what I find out, that women who have been abused that type of way, they choose to carry on that legacy, or what they say is don't pass down those things in the generation. They unconsciously just do it. as opposed to saying, hey, that hurt me, that bothered me. I'm not going to put my child in danger's way. You know, you don't let them walk to school by themselves. You want to know their friends, but not that their friends are in your house and you have them sleepovers and all of that. I'm from the old school. We didn't do all of that stuff, and I'm glad we didn't, because you see when it happens, things can happen. Now, let's talk a little bit about children with disabilities. Disabilities range from not seeing, not hearing, not being able to express themselves. They say autism, cerebral palsy. There's a slew of disabilities kids go through. It's up to you as the adult to say, hey, I got health care, or I don't have health care. Where can I get free health care to get my child attended to? If they're having stomach issues, if they're having intestinal issues, if they're having things that, first of all, I thought back in the days we used to have the regular, the things, the mumps, the measles, rubella. Now that's telling my age, but those type of shots you're supposed to get, the immunization shots. Whether you believe they're correct or not is not the issue. It's to protect your child. What is it with not wanting to protect your child? Why? Because you weren't protected? Is this the underlying reason why you parents are neglecting your children? Is because no one cared for you? I don't get it. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's something that I'm not getting. Half the people who are defending these people, their reasoning is, oh, just leave them alone. No, it's not leave them alone. The kids are being harmed in this process. And then they grow up to be degenerates. They grow up to be unknowing. They grow up, especially boys, grow up to now hurt females or hurt animals or hurt other things. That warped way of thinking of, hey, do what you want to do. It doesn't work. It's proven in history. It doesn't work. Why are you lazy? I consider being lazy. You know why it's lazy? It's because you're not taking your time out of your schedule to find out what's wrong with your child or what your child needs, or not telling their secrets, or figuring out the internet is not for them, for their secrets to be revealed. Feed your children. If you don't know how to feed a child, maybe I should start with 101, feeding your children 101 from birth. Breastfeed if you can. That's why we produce milk, for the nutrients from your body. If you can't breastfeed, then you ask the doctor what's the next best thing after they've been tested, because sometimes the kids can't have the formula, Enfamil, or whatever the new stuff that's out. Then you ask them, how many ounces per day? How long? Due to weight and size and gender and things like that. Especially boys. They grow a little different than girls. And goodness gracious, when you have girls, they should even be more protected more than ever. I'm so old-fashioned, I don't believe men should be changing the girls' diapers. That's how old-fashioned I am. But that's another story. Back to raising the kids, because it seems like I got to raise these kids for them. After, the breastfeeding, you move on to the baby foods. Okay, Maybe a little lazy, but I feel majority of the food should be made. Potatoes, carrots, whatever you believe is real vegetables, because some people say that some vegetables aren't real or whatever the case may be. Whatever you feel is a real vegetable, mash it up, put it in a blender, add water to it, beets, carrots, things like that. That's how baby food should be made, through the regular vegetables, fruits and vegetables. Then you ask the doctor what's the chart, where they should be in their development stages. Okay, should we graduate to now regular juices or regular food, chicken or whatever the case may be. It's okay if your kid is a vegetarian, or they could only drink liquid foods. If that's where their body, what the body calls for, that's okay. As long as it's in enough quantity to stimulate the mind, to grow the bones and to grow the things to make the child grow. You give them you teach them words. You don't talk the get goo goo to a baby, because how does a child learn to speak unless you speak proper English to them? You give them, now they got the computer stuff. You give them the little tablets here and there, not all the time to be the teacher for them, but the ABCs, the educational toys, so they could develop a little quicker. Graduating from the bottle to a cup or a sippy cup, not having that little tiny hole in the bottle. You may have to open the hole a little bit more. Cereals, grains, as long as they're not allergic, because there's some kids that if you give them milk too soon, they get rashes. You introduce certain foods too soon, you get rashes. Do I have to do a parenting class? These girls, they can open their legs, but they can't open their minds and open up a book. Hey, there's Google it. My child is 1 year old. What should my child be doing? What's his development stages? No, everybody doesn't grow the same, but they should be somewhat on the levels. That's why they were invented. That's why we grow a certain way. Then you go on to having them draw and write, or finding out what their creativity is, and be interested in their creativity. Not put on them what you want to do. You give them a little of each. And if they don't like what you did, you say, hey, what would you like to do? That's putting time and effort into a child. That's helping their developmental stages, as opposed to cocking your legs open, twerking, and showing your nakedness to them. And I don't believe in women should bathe with their children. Dads too. I don't believe in parents. I'm using mothers and sons and daughters. Fathers. I'm old fashioned again. Discipline them, teach them how to grow. All of that hugging and sitting on laps and opening clothes and opening legs and twerking, and it's okay. We shower together. It's borderline sick, okay? And I don't have a perverted mind, but when you seem that your body, your adult body, is close to a younger child's body, that's a problem. I'm here to tell you this. I'm here to teach you this. You people haven't been taught this, because you people think it's okay. Oh, it's all right. It's okay. Where do you draw the line? Where do those baths stop? You don't teach a child that, because they will grow and believe that that's okay to do. That's not okay to do. You're not to show them your underwear drawers. I'm being graphic of some of these things I'm saying, but it's coming to the fact that these mothers are doing this with their sons and their daughters, and they're exposing them to sexual things too soon, or exploiting their bodies in front of them. That makes a child say, "Hey, I can't differentiate mom's sexuality to a girlfriend that I see in the streets when I get older, I can't differentiate it. That's called grooming. Sounds sick, right? It is. And you know when demons do things like that, they do it in plain sight. Right in your face. They'll do nasty things. They'll starve their kids. They'll abuse their kids, poking them in the eyes, pushing them, ignoring them. When they're afraid to even speak around you sometimes. These are abusive things that these mothers I've been seeing on YouTube do. And when I make my comments, people are quick to say, mind your business. I'm not going to mind my business. And if I could come to their house, I would. And I would have beat the mess out of them. You know why? Because it's disgusting. And you're raising boys and you're raising girls and you're raising these children to be degenerates. And you know what you're doing. A lot of you mothers that do that are narcissists. And I've seen these few mothers here. They're narcissists. Oh, everybody's a narcissist. No, these are. And they display it. They display... I'm sorry. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. These particular mothers here are disgusting. They, they do things and they're like, oh, no, nobody caught that. Or nobody's going to say anything about that. I peep all of that. First of all, I'm old enough that I've been around and I know these little young girls' tricks. And it's disgusting. Why? Why would you do that to your own children? That's abuse. That's abuse. Oh, shut up. Mind your business. Oh, you can't tell me what to do. You should listen to what I got to say. The world, you wonder why, there's people in jail and things like that. It's because they had mothers who didn't pay attention. They had mothers who did nasty things in front of them. They had mothers who didn't feed them. They had mothers who neglected them. So therefore they grow up and they retaliate on either other women or they beat up on people. Say their parents abused them, not physically, but abused them mentally. They grow up now taking that torch and abuse someone else. Whether it's a girl, whether it's classmates. Where do you think bullies come from? Because they were bullied. That's bullying your children when you abuse them. Verbally. Sit down. Get out of my face. What you doing? That's abuse. It shouldn't be tolerated. But as a child, they have no choice. I'm here to say, everybody, just take a little bit closer look. Open up your eyes. Don't just fall for what they're throwing at us. And if they're doing it for clicks and views, that's even worse. If you're pretending like you're not feeding your kids or you're making a nasty food for them on TV, but you know you're not feeding that to them, that's not funny. That's not even cute. First of all, you wasted food. That's a sin. Second of all, why would you play that you're harming your kids? I'm going to pretend like I'm not giving them any food. Knowing you may be really giving them food in the background. That's sick and demented. That's a person who has mental issues. Go to the doctor. Go to the physician. Go to a psychologist, psychiatrist. Go. There's nothing to shame by doing that. Don't do that to kids because it was done to you. Or don't do it because you have an illness. And if you look in your child's eyes and if your child hurts and you don't know why they're hurting, remove yourself from that child. I could go on a lot more, but I'm going to leave it here. Just watch these YouTube moms. Watch your neighbor. Watch any child being harmed. It's ungodly. It's wrong.